All right, welcome everyone to the Edgewood update on September 2022. We have a lot going on in the town, new town manager, new town clerk, and a lot of business happening.
We've got a major issue that people need to know about. Our community center, what we've been using as our community center, is the south part of Edgewood Elementary. And we were promised, the people of Edgewood were promised that facility as a community center by the school board. School board has since done a 180-degree turnabout and has now voted to demolish that building. I've been in the building. I'm a general contractor. I've inspected the building. It's a great facility. There's no reason to tear down something like that was built with taxpayer money. In fact, it was built with your money. Edgewood comprises most of the population of the Moriarty Edgewood School District. That means your taxes, property taxes on your homes, is what built that facility in the majority. So we should have a say. You should have a say. And the people that we've talked to that know about the issue here have asked us to save our community center. So that's what we're attempting to do. And we have reached out, you've reached out, all of us in different ways have reached out to the school board. I've attended some of their meetings and voiced these concerns. And they have absolutely dodged us at every turn and refused to meet with us or talk about it.
I believe really strongly in an intergovernmental cooperation, and I believe this is something that we need to work with, the commissioners need to work with the school board members in really the vision and looking into the future and what, how this taxpayer asset could be used efficiently and effectively for the community members who have already paid for this. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense to knock down a building when there's no firm and funded plans to do anything else. And the building is perfectly usable. In fact, has been being used already.
Yeah, and they have said that they want it off their books. They think it's a liability. They're trying to get over about $1 million from the state agency in order to knock it down. And there's a hearing coming up October 11th that'll be pivotal in making that decision. But here's what makes sense to me. Why spend $1 million more of taxpayer money to knock something down that has current value and existing use and that we're willing to take title to? In fact, that the commission passed a resolution that said we would accept donation, we may even purchase the building, but they're not interested in talking with us about it. So we want the public to know about this. We want you to be informed, and I understand there is a citizens group that is circulating a petition, which would be very helpful to have your petition signature on it at the hearing in October, because if enough people support wanting to keep the building intact, especially in the heart of Edgewood should have the biggest say, because we funded most of the construction of that building, and we have also it's going to affect us much more than it will Moriarty to knock down our community center. They have a great community center. They have great facilities. They're building another $5 million sports complex down there. And meanwhile, they're destroying what is a great asset for us as a community center. Doesn't make any logical sense. So we're going to do everything we can to save that building.
As I've mentioned this to other people at the state level and just getting, ideas and thoughts and feedback, everyone says, well, the school district should just donate it to the town. Exactly. Your town hall is already there. You have the funding and the willingness to take care of the south building. The community was already using it. Why don't they just donate it to you? And so that's the first thought that comes to people's minds because they are looking at it not just very myopically as the district, I believe, is, but they're looking at it as what's best for the community as a whole. And not just in Edgewood, but in the whole entire area. I mean, we have higher education classes coming, many different things that can be there in that building. And so most people don't understand, like you said, there's no logic, right?
Right.
So
if you can, please pay attention to this issue. Please give us your support. We're doing everything we can to save your community center that was built mostly with your funds, and preserve that for all the great youth programs. The Junior Police Academy, we've had the Arts Alliance, we've had the YES program for youth, and there was actually Smarty Pants Preschool, which is the only preschool I'm aware of here, that was in that building was renting it from the school district. They actually evicted them from that facility. So we think it's completely inappropriate. It's a retraction and contraction of facilities available for pre-kindergarten. So we would like you to stay in touch with that, and please keep aware. If you can sign a petition, please do so.
Look for the links down in the comments below for the resolution that the town commissioners passed in relation to this, and then also the link for the petition that's going around by grassroots efforts. And so we'll probably be able to add some other links in there as well, some other resources for you to check out. Most likely also the information on the state hearing, the public hearing at the PSCOC, the Public Schools Capital Outlay Council, on October 11th. So.
And our next meeting is coming Tuesday. What's the date?
No, our next meeting is Monday. Actually, we had to reschedule.
Monday, that's
so
right.
At 5:30 here at Town Hall.
So if you'd like to know more, please come to that. We're going to be discussing it and try to determine what we're going to do from here in the next steps. So please feel free. We always welcome people to come to the commission meetings at Town Hall, and you can see the facility next door actually as well when you go by. Even from the outside, it shows the good condition of the building.
The building is in great condition, that's for sure. And we love to hear from you. So, and we have heard a lot already. Everything. I know that there's this petition going around, but already there's been a lot of comments to us commissioners, to social media pages, and phone calls, and just general comments that this is unacceptable.
I've seen comments also on Nextdoor, which seems to be pretty active around this issue. So you can find out there. You can find it on the links below. So please stay tuned. Please support us. You need to have a voice, and your voice needs to be heard. You paid for this building. The school board is not listening, so we need to make our voices louder through petition and other efforts. And we will be attending the October 11th hearing at the PSCOC that will determine whether they get $1 million of state funding to knock down our building. And of course, we're going to oppose that. So we'll be attending that on your behalf. That's also your voice. We respect the will of the people. That's why we're here. We're your representatives. So please support us through the grassroots effort side as well.
You bring up such a good point about the voice of the Edgewood people and in this area. And in 2008, I ran for the school board and was on the school board for 8 years because of that. Because Edgewood really needed a voice. And what's so unfortunate is that the representatives are just simply not listening, or if they are listening, they're choosing to defy what the community has already made extremely clear to keep the building.
Right.
There is, they're not wishy-washy about it at all, but yet you get to the school board meetings and the representatives from the area are not reflecting that will of the public. And as everyone knows, the former administration of the town had done that, and they're no longer here. Because I think that the public will demand being heard and represented. So our jobs as elected officials by the people, of the people, for the people, is really, it is to represent the people in the area of which you are elected, and also the district as a whole. But when you're simply defying their voice, that is not going to go over well at all. And I know we have an election next year.
There's an election for the school board. I think there are going to be 3 or 4 seats that are coming open. And what was amazing to me when I started researching this issue is that most of the population of the district is centered right around Edgewood, which means most of the district seats will be elected out of Edgewood. And besides the illogic of knocking down a perfectly good building that would cost us millions to build a new community center and waste of taxpayer money, besides that, it just doesn't make sense for the board to even shoot themselves in the foot at the next election if they wanted to be on the board. If you don't represent the will of the people, then you're going to face that consequence at the next election. So that doesn't even make sense. I want to make it very clear, in case the school board sees this, we want to talk to you. We want to work with you. There's a win-win here. There is a win-win available here instead of a win-lose. And it's not even a win-lose for, because that would imply a win for Moriarty. There's nothing to be gained by knocking down that building.
No.
And there's plenty of land available if they ever want to build another school facility. They've made it clear they don't respect this one at all. They think they want a new state-of-the-art building. If they want that, there's plenty of land here for the school section. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's set aside for the use of the schools. So the only way that there could be a win-win is if we get together, talk, and work it out so that it can be off their books. We still get the use of the facility for the people of Edgewood.
And I agree. We don't want this to be adversarial, but we do want the people to be represented.
Sure.
And we want common sense. I mean, we don't want waste and abuse of taxpayer dollars and taxpayer assets.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
So thank you again for watching, and please stay tuned on this issue, and please support the town. Please support yourselves, your voice to be heard in this through the online petitions. Come to our meetings. We will be representing you, and it's coming to a head October 11th to see if they are allowed to get $1 million to knock down this facility, or if we'll get to keep it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.